Of course, they're going towards the road. You have all this space to run around in, and you go towards the road. We're back on our projects list. Dave's working on the fence. Back to the fence. Ooh, reflection.
Making use of the ugly wood.
Good. That's real good. We don't like ugly wood around here.
That's everything is twisted or it's been being used for braces for the last 2 or 3 years.
Let's go check the greenhouse.
The greenhouse is very green.
Yeah, right? Lots of stuff growing in the greenhouse. I overwintered eucalyptus from last year. It did pretty well. There is some damage to some of the end, and that's just cold damage. But in general, it looks did pretty well out here for the winter. Those are trays of cold stratification things that I started. Getting ready to get the stock out. So the stock's out in the greenhouse. More cold stratification trays. You got rudbeckia. I don't even know what's all in there. Getting ready to get out the ranunculus into the tunnel. Got some beets in there that I overwintered. More ranunculus, Sweet William to go out soon. Have some Dusty Miller, more feverfew to go out, and eucalyptus in here. So a little bit of eucalyptus on this tray too. So just getting these things ready to go out. Let's go check the basement. The girls are tearing it up over there for me. All right, so here is my grow room in the basement. So this is where I seed start everything. I have snapdragons, a lot of lisianthus started this year. Yeah, just all of it, really. Just tons and tons of different seeds that I started. Celosia, lisianthus, asters, gomperina, snapdragons. This is what it's looking like in the basement. Got some tomatoes and peppers started. I started them a little late. Alyssum started. Snapdragons. Marigolds are started. They're looking pretty good. I got a bunch of things, straw flowers over there on the warming mats, on the heat mats, getting them germinated, and then they'll move over to a different rack once that happens. And of course, I have my lisianthus started. They're looking really well. I started these in January because they just take so long to grow. They're not the easiest to grow. So they're doing so-so. I think I will have a pretty decent lisianthus harvest this year. I'm crossing my fingers with that. Yeah, so this is where I do all my craziness. In the basement. Let's turn the light on. This is where I sit and I work. I only do soil blocking. So there's my soil block that I use, and that's just from Johnny's. It's just one large size. That's what I use. And they fit, I can get 72 of them in a 10 by 20 tray, so that works really well. And this was just an old dish container where, you know, when you were bussing a table, you take the dishes and stick them in these containers. I got that at some auction many years ago. It works really good to mix my soil in. And then I do blocking in that, and then I just transfer to here. And then I seed over here on this table. And there are, you know, I have pots up there for whatever I want to use. And that is what I've been using this year for my seed mix, my seed starting mix. Pro Mix FPX is what I'm using. I really like it. It's my first year trying that, and it's been my favorite seed starting mix to use so far. Last year I got online and I looked at somebody's, you know, one of those big YouTube gardener people who seed start, and they had some sort of mix, and I used their mix, and it was really expensive, and it didn't do that great in my opinion. So it cost me a lot of money, and it didn't really do that great. This I was able to buy in bulk. I found a greenhouse wholesale supplier in my area, and I was able to purchase the Pro Mix from them. It saved me so much money. So I got the Pro Mix. I got about 25 bags of the Pro Mix, thinking that that's all I'm going to need. And that's fine because they're local, so I can, you know, drive down and order some more if I run out. So on this side here, in this area of the basement, we are actually going to build a cooler, a flower cooler. I'm going to use that window up there to put a air conditioner in so that I have a place to condition my flowers this year. So every year you just do a little bit more as you start getting into this business, because it's super expensive to try to do everything right away. So it's very much, I think, a 5-year plan for me, where I'm learning and learning and learning, and every year you're just learning and building and doing something else and changing. But getting started to, you know, buy all of these racks, that's expensive. To get the shop lights and the grow lights, that's expensive. So it's something where it's a hobby that you spend your money when you have a little extra money, and by the time 5 years are done, you have a pretty good idea how to grow all the flowers. And I do keep my bulbs and things at the top of the steps up there. So that's what's going on up there in the basement. So all my canna bulbs and all kinds of other things are kind of stored up top there. And that seems to keep everything pretty good. So this is my little grow room that keeps expanding. But all right, that's what's growing in the grow room. Friday evening update on our fence project. Everything's looking really good. Dave got everything cemented in and built. Put the gate in. The gate works. Nice job, Dave. We're gonna put a gate here at some point, but I don't know what that's gonna look like yet, so there's no gate right now. He has started to build my garden tables for the plants. He's going to build a bunch of these for me on this side. I am working on pulling out the brick and just going to put gravel down, so that gravel will be everywhere back here. So I have a nice place to work. And then the sink will eventually get put back along the wall then. And of course there is the basement where I do all my seed starting. And here is the greenhouse. I did want to do a quick update on the house roof. We were able to get it pretty much wrapped up last year. We are still missing some snow catchers on the front and the back roof. We usually get snow in January, not so much in November and December, but we had a lot last November, December, so we were not able to get everything completely done on the roof, but we did get the important stuff done. So we have to go back in, and Dave will go back up and put on the snow catchers and do the gutters. But we did get the dormers done. We are using cedar shingles on the dormers, and we'll go take a peek at the front dormer. In the fall, I was working a bit back here on my gardens, so I have a lot of work to do back here come the spring. Just didn't have time. It got too cold too fast this year, or this past year, and it's staying cold for much longer here in the spring. It was a lot nicer. It was much milder last year than it is this year. There is the front dormer. Completely done. Remember, we did tear that off and make the dormer bigger. So that looks pretty good. That was a huge project, and that was all we did last year for projects. So we'll be happy to get back to doing little projects this year, like the fence out back. Going on another adventure. Got the truck all hooked up. Taking my sidekicks with me. Let's go. Here's what our adventure brought us. That really cool cooler. Beverage cooler, which I'm going to use for my flowers and make a new stand with a flower cooler in it. One of the things that happened last summer is the sun roasted my flowers. So hopefully this will help keep that from happening. Really nice cooler, and I like it because it's not a tall one. It's this yeah, this is going to be perfect. Perfect. Oh my gosh, it's cold. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, is it cold? Holy moly. Sheesh. I gotta go put my hat and coat on. Can you tell me about your Carhartt sweatshirt?
Well, yeah, this is like genuine patina.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, this is real weathered workwear.
This is the distressing is amazing.
Oh, it was
wow, where did you find this?
Oh,
wow, what store did you buy this in?
Well, this is called like genuine blue collar distress. This comes from like years of working and welding, and like the weld, when they weld, it burns like little holes in, and then they start making the bigger holes. And
let me know when you want to sell that though, for real. I got some. That's so fire, dude. That's so. Your swag is so fire.
I guess I could like part with it since I have a couple more. You know, I have a lot of well-worn workwear. You know, I'm good at collecting that. I better go make some distress.
Yeah, have a good day distressing your clothing at work.